Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? All right. Let's just give 1 or 2 more minutes for others to join, and we can kick off the session. All right. Thank you. All right. I think we can start now. So yeah, for diving into the recaps and also the uh, briefing session, the things that we're going to do in next week. Let's just hear maybe 1, 2, or 3 projects feedbacks, like what you guys have done so far, and also like if there is any challenge that you guys have faced or any feedbacks you'd like to give us. So, is there anyone who'd like to share their updates, or I can maybe call people randomly? Okay, so let me just select 3 people randomly, and let's start here your updates from you guys. So let's start with Erika Livia. Erika, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you. So how was the second week of the semifinals for you and for your team, Erika?
The second week of the semifinals went really well. We had the feedback session that was really, really valuable for our project refinement. And yeah, I think we are progressing, and confident that we are going to make the most of the project in the remaining weeks. Yeah, thank you.
I see. Uh, since you mentioned the feedback session, what was maybe the major thing that you have seen during the feedback session? So, like, what's the major maybe feedbacks that was given to you, or the major traits that you have seen in your project and also in other projects as well.
For our project, can you hear me? Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for our project, we had a major change about our core features, where we were advised to focus on three main features because another one would be a little bit of broad for this hackathon and for the time.
Erika, you are muted now. Hello, Erika. Am I audible to you?
Sorry.
Yeah, you are
Uh,
muted for a second, and we didn't catch what you said.
as the question was about the feedback we received. How? Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Like, how was the feedback session, and what were like the major things that you have seen in your project and also in other projects in general?
I think for our project, the feedback was really, really helpful. We were able to focus. They advised us to focus on main points for this hackathon because we had planned. I would say a feature that would take a lot of time to implement, and they advised us to maybe focus on the three main features, and then for the after the if we get time we continue with the that feature, and for the other projects I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yes, yeah, that's fine. Thanks so much, Erika. So maybe let me again pick one more person. Minta Frederick, can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
All right. Thanks so much, Minta. So, how was the second week of the semifinals for your project? And how was also the feedback sessions that we have arranged?
Okay, so for the second week of our project, we have been able to finally settle on whatever that the major core features that we are trying to implement, and also based on the feedback from the judges, they were able to give us some input. So we were able to bring down um, we were able to identify most of the key features that we are supposed to implement. Yeah.
I see. All right. Maybe was there any challenge that you guys have faced in the second week and also like in the first week, generally in the semifinals as of now?
Okay, yeah. So initially we had a little challenge with some aspect, but when we had our advisor on board, he was able to give us more insight into how to go about it, which we are still working on that aspect.
I see. Glad to hear that. Thanks so much, Minta. Yeah, so I guess let's start the general session. So in this session, we're going to have, of course, the week two feedbacks, the deliverables, like the expert sessions, information collection for grand finale, team introduction and pitch videos, semifinals index file, and we're going to have some time for Q&A. Q&A. So basically, the things that I've mentioned are the some of the stuff that we are going to do in the third week. So yeah, I'll try to explain each one of them in detail. But so we just had our weekly feedbacks. Moving on to the week's free checkpoints and the daily variables. We're going to collect the search checkpoints in the search checkpoints similar to the second checkpoints. We're going to get an update on the features that you have completed and also your plans that you are going to do for the next week. So you're going to list out the features that have been finalized in that week, and also if you have any plans, you'll definitely have plans. So you'll state the plans for the coming weeks. So that's basically is going to be uh, the things that we are going to collect in the search points. We're going to also see the challenge and the risks that you are going to face, and also the challenge that you have faced. So we're going to discuss about that in the search points. And by the way, if you have kind of encountered a challenge that is, let's say, I would say, beyond your uh, scope to solve it, definitely try to reach out to your advisors that we have assigned you. Most probably by now, you all got the chance to meet with your advisors and coordinators. So definitely feel free to bring those with your advisors. And let's say if it's thing that the organizers has cancelled, definitely try to communicate this with your coordinator, and your coordinator will reach out to us. You can also directly reach out to uh, the s- the organizing squad, Betty, Date, Orlos, Nathaniel, me. You can reach out to us in WhatsApp message. We're going to be available for you guys if you require any kind of help. So you are going to state some of the challenges that you have faced or are going to face in the week three, and also if you have a mitigation plans for them, you're going to add that. And in the search checkpoint, again, we're going to accept collect your GitHub repo, similar as we did in the second checkpoint. It's just we wanted to see the progress of your code and your project, and also like to see, like we have seen some projects kind of change repository. Like that's not a good thing. So we just wanted to uh, consistently follow one repo link for the projects of your semifinals. So we're going to accept that as well. So one thing here I want to mention is please ensure that the repositories have public access. That's the first thing. And second, and the most important thing, all of the codes that you are going to write to implement the project should be pushed to this GitHub repository. So at some point, most probably starting from week three, we're going to go over your codes and start to grade them. So, by the way, for these semifinals, when we select the top 8 teams, it's not going to be like at the last day of the semifinals, you're going to present your project for some people, and they're just going to decide which top 8 team is going to pass or not. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be a continuous grading system. So there could be a case in which there could be a project that have already been part of the grand finale before the final presentation. There could be a case if they have consistently higher scores in the ratings that we are going to do, like way significant difference with other projects. These projects can secure their spot in the grand finale even before the final presentation. So please make sure, like when we ask you some deliverables, when we say submit this, submit that, uh, take it seriously. We're going to kind of, if it's a gradable thing, we're going to grade it and it's going to be kind of accumulated to your final score. So definitely pay attention to those. And the same goes for the GitHub repos. So make sure to go over to push all of your codes, your current codes in the GitHub repository, and please try to follow the best practice of coding while you do this project. So ensure also that your repository has a public access. So when, let's say, the person that we are going to assign to review your GitHub checks out your repo, the code should be visible for easily visible for them. That's the first thing. And one thing that we have seen in the quarterfinals, there are some GitHub repos without code. You just have README files and nothing else. So that's definitely is going to impact your final grades in a negative way. So don't do that. Consistently try to push your codes in the GitHub repos. And the checkpoint deadline is going to be August 18th, 2024, 11:59 p.m. in East African time. Checkpoint 2 is going, like you guys have not, the deadline is not there yet. I think it's on Sunday, which is August 11th. So checkpoint 3 is going to be a week after that. So what's coming in the next week is beside these checkpoints, we're going to have expert sessions, or as we like to call it, mid semi-final presentation. So since it's going to be the third week, you'll get the chance to present your projects for an expert in your category. So there are some projects that are working in agriculture. There are some projects that are working in healthcare. There are some projects that are working in education. So for each of the categories, we're going to assign to you an expert like that have basically worked in that sector. So for example, for agriculture, there could be a person that have worked in agriculture and also in developing softwares related with agriculture. So they'll definitely have a better insight about your project. They'll definitely give you more relevant feedback. So in the second week, the feedbacks, most of them kind of focused on the scope of your project. We didn't get in detail to your each sector. So that's not going to be the case here. We're going to get in details, and these experts, like I told you, have kind of domain knowledge on the things that you are working currently. So they will give you feedbacks based on that, and it's also like kind of a graded thing. So you'll get the chance to demonstrate your project live to these experts in your category, and these experts are going to give you insights that are going to be relevant for your project, and they will also grade your projects based on the presentation that you are going to present to them. And the pitch videos that we have asked you earlier on, which the deadline is today at 11:59 p.m. in East African time, we are going to compile and send these pitch videos earlier on for these experts before your presentation. So the presentation details, like when, at which time, we're going to communicate this with you later on in the upcoming week, starting from most probably Tuesday. So, but like before you get the chance to present your project for these people, they'll get the chance to see your pitch videos, your team introduction videos earlier on. So like give attention to that, because it's going to be your first impression that you are going to have with these experts. So I would say like try to refine your videos and give attention for them. So basically, they are going to grade you on these four broad categories: the innovation, the uniqueness, the creativity, and how AI is integrated in your project, your presentation, the clarity, the organization, and visual appealing of your piece, and some of the demos that you are going to show, the impact, and also the user-centered design. So once again, like I want to remind you, this is going to be a graded team. So please spend some time on it before you kind of join the session. Try to review your pitch, try to check out your demos, try to rehearse your uh, presentations. And this will definitely have a huge impact on the final score of your uh, total score in the semifinals. And like it will have a huge uh, portion in the final selection of the top 8 teams. So I just wanted to kind of give a strong emphasis on this so that you don't miss anything, because maybe there could be some of you that don't take this very seriously, thinking that we're going to do the selections at the end of the semifinals based on just only one presentation. That's not going to be the case. So try to kind of give your best at each of the events that we are going to invite you and arrange for you guys. So the other thing that we are going to do is we're going to start collect information about you guys, like some a bit detailed information. So definitely this is going to be done through your coordinators. Your coordinators will uh, give you a form starting from next week that will be used to collect your information. So the top, as you know, in the grand finale, the top 8 finalists are going to be flown to Ethiopia. So a passport is required to be part of the grand finale. So we'll gather information about your passport status if you already have it. If not, how long is going to take you to obtain a new one. So what I strongly suggest you is if you don't have a passport, start your application immediately. Like I would say immediately after this meeting. I don't know if the office are going to be open on Friday or, but if you don't have a passport, make sure to start your application earlier on. And also, let's say if your passport is going to expire with within 6 months of last September, that's also not going to be considered as valid passport. So uh, try to renew your passport as soon as possible. So your coordinators will gather your details for visa processing things. So we just wanted to collect this information earlier on so that we can facilitate your visa process and other like flight tickets, this kind of issues as soon as we can. Like as soon as we select the top 8 teams, we just want to directly go to this process. We don't want to kind of wait till you give us your passport and other things because it's going to be a bottleneck and it will kind of ruin your experience later on in the grand finale. So in order to avoid that, we're going to collect this earlier on. So you cannot participate in the finals without a passport, without a valid passport. Since the grand finale is going to be an in-person event here in Ethiopia, you need your passport to be part of the grand finale. So definitely make sure to if you have a passport, you're good. If you don't have, uh, make sure to start your application and get your passport before the semifinals are concluded. And the other one is not actually, this is not last week, I mean, the next week plans, but it's just a reminder. The team introduction and pitch videos, we're going to collect the deadline as stated in the announcement. Is going to be today at 11:59 p.m. in East African time. We have already shared the sheet with you guys your to attach your videos there, and coordinators also are going to remind you about that. If you want kind of some guidance, as you know, last week there was a mini workshop we gave you on how to record these things. So we have already shared the recording of that workshop in the WhatsApp and Telegram groups. Feel free to go there and watch those to help you. And make sure to submit these team introductions and pitch videos on time. So the team introduction, each member will get the chance to introduce themselves, their category, their role in projects. It shouldn't take more than 30 seconds. The pitch video, kind of maximum duration, 5 minutes. The problem that you guys are going to address, the key features and functionalities, and the uniqueness and innovative aspects of your project should be discussed in these pitch videos. And like I told you earlier on, these pitch videos are going to be shared with, I would say, almost many entities that are going to be part of judging your projects as kind of first impression. So please try to produce a high quality video so that you have a good first impression for the judges that are going to be following up on. So this video submission deadline is going to be today at 11:59 p.m. in East African time. Make sure to finalize your pitches, your videos earlier on. The other one that we are going to start to do in next week is we're going to start to collect some deliverables. So, like, we're not going to collect the final version of like the perfect in the final version of these things starting from the next week, but we're going to at least collect some initial drafts. So, uh, like, we'll communicate with you the deadlines of each deliverables, but it's earlier. It's good and it's advised for you guys to start on most of this as soon as you can. So the demo videos, pitch deck most probably have done pitch decks by now, extended pitch decks, one pagers, roll ups, brochures, banners, stickers. So by the way, for this we are going to have a workshop on each of these deliverables. Most probably uh, on Wednesday next week, Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to have a workshop on how to prepare these things, like the contents, what should be here, let's say on your brochure, what should be there, what content should be there on your one pager, these things. And so we're going to have workshop from content wise workshops and also design wise workshop. So we're going to have kind of two workshops on each of the 2 days, most probably on Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to communicate the exact date with you guys as well, starting from Monday. But in this workshop, someone will basically try to give you guidance on the contents of these deliverables and also some of them, as you know, like the brochures, the roll-ups kind of have a design aspect. So on other parts, uh, we're going to give you a workshop on how to effectively design these deliverables so that it will be appealing for the people that you are going to give this. So these deliverables definitely are going to be useful for you guys beyond this hackathon, because if you want to continue your projects, uh, you definitely need people to use your projects. You definitely need to partner up with other persons to kind of create partnership and help you out in your project. So definitely the one pagers, the brochures, they are definitely going to help you to easily communicate your ideas with new people. So let's say you meet a new person, you just have 1 or 2 minutes to pitch your idea. You can just do that and give them this one pager for them to check it out later on and get more insight about your project. So definitely these data variables are going to be useful for you guys beyond this hackathon. So try to work on them as well. So we're going to have one major index file, and you're going to submit this file there. So maybe let me just show you how this index file is going to be. Just give me 1 second. Great. So can you guys see my screen? It's visible, right? Nice. So basically, we're going to have this file for you guys to fill it out. So each team are going to have their own tab here. You're going to add like the objective of your demo, the objective of the pitch deck, and links for this and the stats of this. Like I told you, they this deliverables at the start does not have to be in their final version, so you can just update it. Let's say in progress or in review. You want to review it, or you want to like kind of completed that's in the final version. And if you want to change it as well, you can depreciate it and you can kind of add new rows and had a new submission there. So here again, I would like to remind you all of the daily variables that you are going to share. Please make sure that they are feasible for us. So make sure to update the access of these designs and this deliverable. So the demos, they are going to be uploaded in Drive. So make sure to update the Drive access. For the other pitch decks, brochures, most of them are going to be designed on Canva. The workshop that we are going to give you also will focus on how to design them on Canva. So they will most probably be on Canva. So make sure to update the access of the Canva links as well. So yeah, this is how we are going to do it. Your coordinators will definitely reach out to you on the details in your meeting sessions. Feel free to ask them about this as well. They have already been briefed about this, so they know the details. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to them. So for now, this is going to be the presentation. So if you have any questions, my teammates here, Paulos and Nati, are going to be available. They are going to address you. They are going to address the questions that you are going to have. But for the presentation, I'm done. Thank you everyone for joining. So yeah, if you have any question, you can write it in the chat box or you can raise your hands. And like I told you, Carlos and Nathaniel are going to address them. Thank you.
Sorry, but I've a small question about the deliverables of week two. I'm from the team K3A, and my name isn't complete. Can I complete it myself, or will that cause any problem?
Hey Akim, sorry, like I didn't get your question. Maybe can you repeat it?
It's about it's an organizational question. In the sheet of the week two deliverables, my name isn't complete. I'm part of the K3A team. My name is Aqab Abdelaziz, not Aqab Aziz. Can I complete it, or do I need to contact someone?
You can complete it and also like inform one of us on WhatsApp so that we can update it everywhere that's going to be needed.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, we have another question from, I believe, Amon. So passports in my country take a bit of time and the remaining time for the grand finale and also a bit costly. So yeah, as we have mentioned in the presentation, to be part of the grand finale, since you guys have to be in person here, you should have a passport. That's a must, and it's better if you try to get the passport as soon as possible. And also, like make sure most of your teammates also have the passport. So yeah. So any questions? Okay, I believe there are no questions, but if you have any questions, you can raise your hand. maybe like if your teammates have a passport, that's also okay. So okay, Justice.
Sorry, it was a mistake.
Oh, okay. So any other questions? Okay, I believe there are no questions. Yeah, okay. If there are no questions, we can end the meeting here or the presentation here. And most of the things that we have discussed in the presentation, if you have any confusions about them, you can also ask your coordinators since they know about this as well. And you can also reach out to us on WhatsApp and we can answer any questions that you might have. Yeah, I think that's all from our side and have a nice week. Yeah, for the slides, we can share it on WhatsApp. Okay. So bye everyone, and we wish you the best of luck on the next week, on the third week of the semifinals, and we hope to see you on the same recap session next week as well. And thank you guys.